Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Leagues channel. We are back for the men's Sydney Sevens final. The big matchup is here, the one that everyone has been waiting for. South Africa taking on New Zealand. Now, we've already seen the women's New Zealand side. They were victorious. They've locked in the gold. The question is, can the men back up their performance and get a gold medal of their own? Looking through at the starting lineup for New Zealand, it will be Sam Dixon, the captain. Dylan Collier, he's been playing very well out on that wing, and we'll be hoping to have a good performance here as well. Sione Mulia, Joe Weber, Akulio Rokalisoa, the pocket rocket who just seems to be able to find gaps in the opposition defence. Leroy Carter, one of the more aggressive players in that New Zealand lineup. And then to close it out, it will be someone who's had a very good tournament, and that is a Roderick Solo. Looking through at South Africa, it will be Christy Hrobala, Impi Visa, so a lot of size between those two. And speaking of size, this next man, number 4, Zane Davids. He's a bulldozer. He normally just runs straight over the top of the opposition, and that is something the Kiwis will have to keep an eye out for. Sean Williams, who can forget that cross kick that he did a little bit earlier on in the competition. It set up a beautiful try for Shilton Van Wyk, who is the next man in their starting lineup. Tied for the leading try scorer in the competition, currently sitting on 6. He has the chance, if he scores 1 in this matchup, he will get to be the lone leading try scorer. Delvin Blood also in the starting lineup. And then South Africa, they've got a pocket rocket of their own, and his name is Ricardo James Duarte. Always running, always working hard for his side, and always has the passion on his face, like he wants to win every single moment in every single game. But looking through New Zealand, I have to say some of that experience is definitely what they're going to have to rely on. Akulio Rokalisoa, the younger player who also is able to cut defences open. For South Africa, Sean Williams, someone who I'm looking firmly at. He's got to be almost the ringmaster in this one. Make sure he finds the right passing options, because if he does, there's going to be plenty of tries available for South Africa. And Black Ferns 3 goals in a row, top of the table, and standing by 12 points. There's not Peyton Spencer is a big boy as well, and he will be coming off the bench for New Zealand alongside Brady Rush, Amanoki Nicole, Narohi McGarvey Black, and Lewis Orman. Whereas for South Africa, it is Ryan Oosthuizen, James Murphy, Darren Adonis, Safiri Soyazwapi, also Machali is there, and Jaden Barron, their last option as well. When does it start? It starts in about 2 minutes. We are just listening to the South African national anthem. Now, I should mention Safiri Soyazwapi, he won't be playing because he's got his arm in a sling, but he still counts as one of the substitutes for some reason. And the team lineups, they can't come this far and pump New Zealand, Australia, Fiji, South Africa, and Tonga, pump them and send them home, says Kev. And then, yeah, beat them, says it was there from Tamanui. South Africa too tight, hard game against Fiji. They certainly did have to put in some massive shots in that contest. And hey, brother, says Nave for New Zealand all the way. Do let me know your score predictions in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Who do you think will be taking out this contest? And also, we'll do a little bit of one that we've tried on a couple live streams before. Who will be the first try scorer in this contest? Now, we don't often get it right. In fact, normally no one ends up with the right name. But this time, we've given it a little bit more time. Be sure to put in your prediction. Who will score the first try? My prediction's got to be Shilton Van Wyk. He's the leading try scorer in the competition, tied. And I think if he gets a beautiful ball from one of his teammates, I'm thinking Christy Hrobala is going to assist it. And that will be a very good try indeed. And also 21-14 for New Zealand. Watching from Hull, England. Let's go. Says Kev there. 14-12 for New Zealand. Weber's the prediction. Solo from Sports Highlights. And 17-14 in favour of New Zealand from Carl. Now, that's an interesting scoreline, because we did actually see New Zealand versus South Africa play just a little bit ago in pool stages. And it was South Africa who won that game. 17-14, right near the end of the contest with the last-minute penalty. Carter, as well, says Christina. I think Rokalisoa to score first. Am I the only one who picked a South African to score first? By the looks of it, we've got Weber, we've got Solo, we've got Carter, we've got Solo again, and we've got Rokalisoa. And then there's me, who said it's going to be a South African. You wouldn't think I was from New Zealand, would you? Narohi McGarvey Black for the first try, says Thomas. Thinking it's going to be a close game, although Papa Shango thinks otherwise. 100 points to nil. That would be absolutely crazy The only way New Zealand win in this game 100 points to nil is if South Africa just don't show up. Or they get 6 red cards and just leave one player out there on the field. But it is going to be South Africa kicking off from right to left. You trader Hamish says, Nov bum there. Sean Williams to get us underway in the men's Sydney Sevens final. This match has a big feel to it at the moment, and it is about to erupt in Sydney. And Roderick Solo first try, says John. Sean Williams kicks it off high, and now the matchup is underway. It's close to the touchline. I believe there might have been a knock on from Dylan Collier, so Robela does receive it for the Blitzboks. Sean Williams takes big contact there from Leroy Carter. Didn't quite get the turnover. Duarte drops that ball. It's an awkward bouncing one. Roderick Solo. No, I'm back. That's Dylan Collier out on that side. Has knocked the ball on. Scrum feed for South Africa. You know, as we get there, South Africa to score first, says Kev. Blitzboks will win. Do you know what blitz means? It means fast. And very fast. Go, Bockies, go, says Gary in there. And if they do get underway very quickly like they did up against Fiji, it's a very high possibility. We did see them score multiple tries in that first half up against the Flying Fijians. 25 times these two sides have met in a World Series Cup final. 11 times the game has been split by 7 or less points, so almost half of the time. I think this game could be very similar. Massive scrum from the Kiwis, but the Blitzboks managed to retain Ricardo James Duarte. Now off to Shilton Van Beek. Been absolutely tremendous. The ball goes out the side. Knock on from South Africa. New Zealand now will have themselves the feed. New Zealand 19 points to 17 is Christina's prediction. Dan Papashango just jinxed New Zealand, says Roloff. Shilton Van Beek, you can tell that he just knows how to score tries. That quick step that he possesses, always able to break through gaps, create opportunities. New Zealand won their last cup final against South Africa 7 points to 5. So we've seen some low scoring ones. Do you know what place Fiji is now? Not on the overall table, but I know for Sydney, they finished 3rd. France finished 4th. And then Samoa 5th. Do you know what a B stands for? Absolutely better, says Tamati Gia there. And how did the New Zealand women go? They managed to win their game up against France 35 points to 0 in their final. So a pretty massive one. South Africa have won their past 8 cup finals. So anytime they make it far, they normally go on and win the match. That is a massive stat, in fact, that they've just shown. Leroy Carter after Rockali. So that scrum has been finished. Now Roderick Solo, he's through. He's got pace. He steps. He sits down. Delvin Blood and Roderick Solo. Oh, he's injured. He's injured, but he's going to score the try. I don't know what he's done. It looks like he's trying to stay standing. It's either knee or something in the lower leg. But Roderick Solo scores. What's he done to himself? Yeah, he's limping. And they've actually just said that before the game, he had a bit of an injury. He said to the coach, put me out there. I don't care if I hurt myself. Let me get this final. He steps and it hurts, that ankle. And you can see how much he's struggling. He's grimacing all the way to the try line, but still has managed to do nicely. And also, I think the number 4 will get the first try, says Tracy. Well, if that is Roderick Solo, no. In fact, the number 4 is Rockali Saw, but the number 44 in the end was able to get it. I smell extra time coming up. There's a high possibility. And thanks, mate, for giving us this live stream, says James. No worries at all. Anyone who is new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We're actually very close to 22,000 subscribers. We're only 20 away. So if you do want to help us out, be sure to hit that subscribe button. New Zealand convert, making the score now 7-0 in favour of the All Blacks 7. Delvin Blood, tackled by Dixon. Penalty goes the way of South Africa for the high shot. Now Shilton Van Beek goes across to Sean Williams, the man who I called the ringmaster for the South Africans in this contest. Ricardo James Duarte tries to offload. Oh, that was a takedown on Joe Webber. I think he ended up actually standing on one of the South Africans as well in the process. Apologises to the South African skipper, Impy Visa there. Hamish, have you ever played sevens? I have not. And I'm kind of glad about that because I feel like I would get tired within the first 10 seconds and then I just have to get subbed off, unfortunately. I've hardly played rugby union in the last about 15 years. I think the last time I played was about under 9s-ish. And you got yourself a sub. Thank you very much, James. Usually appreciate it. We've got plenty more rugby sevens coming up. Rugby union, rugby league, cricket, all sorts coming up on the channel. But it does seem like Impy Visa has just been taken off the field and that is going to be for James Murphy. So hopefully nothing too serious for the South African number 3. But Leroy Carter, short ball to Joe Weber. The ball bounces free. Schulten van Wyk, brilliant work on the ball, but he's been penalised. Leroy Carter now charging forward. New Zealand have another attacking opportunity here. Here comes Dylan Collier. Steps round Ricardo James Dewate. Big fend. Delvin Blood gets him round the bootlaces. Doesn't miss that tackle. That was offside for, I believe that was offside penalty. And Sevens is a very physical game, it is, which is why I'd be terrible at it. I feel like if the breeze blows too hard, I'll probably fall over. Rockali Soa going to be kicking this one for touch for the Kiwis. Tapping it out about 10 metres from the line. What position did you play? I was actually out on the wing, believe it or not. And we had a fly half and a fly half and scrum half. They never passed the ball throughout the whole season. I touched the ball like twice and went, maybe this isn't for me. But because their dad was the coach, he was like, just hang on to the ball, boys. Don't pass it out your back line. They're just there to tackle when you lose it. Now Sam Dixon taken down. New Zealand going to the short side. Sione Molia, another penalty advantage. They will go back for it. Looks like they want to take this one quickly, although it's gone through the hands of Sam Dixon. Go Bok, we can do it. And also, at this stage, still a very high probability. Currently 2 minutes gone in this first half. 2 minutes left in this first half. New Zealand will go with the scrum. They're only 5 metres out from the South Africans' line, though. A pretty good spot on the field to be for the Kiwis. New Zealand have lost 4 of the last 5 cup finals they have played in. So that is quite an interesting stat because New Zealand have lost 80% of their finals lately. South Africa have won 100% of their finals the last 8 times that they've been there. Now, Rockalisoa off to Weber. He's through and he's going to score the try, the second of the match for New Zealand. And they will now extend their lead to 12 points with the kick to come. We've got a donation from David. Great commentary today, Amish. Cheers, buddy. Thank you very much, David. That is, I believe, the first donation of today and yesterday, I want to say. So thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciate it. Is this the final? Come on, New Zealand, says Coding. It is indeed. And never mind, Stats Pro, says Tamati. And yeah, at the moment, they are certainly trying to rewrite those statistics. As a semi-final, it is final. Last match of the sevens we're going to get to see. Rockalisoa misses the conversion. So that's interesting, as that now means that South Africa, if they score 2 converted tries, they're right back in this match. Joe Weber has had 51 international tournaments for the sevens. Try time coming up. And also, well done with the donation, David, says John. Prince Spencer to score the winning try. That is, of course, Peyton Spencer, the youngster. Nice work from New Zealand in the breakdown to just get that ball loose. It's bounced back out to South Africa, though. Big run from Zane Davids, the bulldozer. But New Zealand with the counter ruck. Roderick Solo picks it up, gives it off to Joe Weber now. Off to the left-hand side. Roderick Solo slips. In fact, it's Rockalisoa. Still just, tell you what, there's been some close calls and breakdowns throughout this match. Brilliant offload from Leroy Carter. I said off-road as if he was going out some sort of vehicle. Don't even know if there's much off-roading to do in Sydney. There's going to be another penalty to New Zealand. And also we have there who has beaten Fiji. They were favourites according to you. Says going South Africa. Believe it or not, another side have done very well in the sevens as of late. And also we've got, okay, another try, All Blacks. Says Novman and Spencer to star and next jockey ad, says Stephen. I mean, his dad did the toffee pops, didn't he? Dan Carter did jockey, Carlos Spencer did toffee pops. I think that was the difference between the two of them. But the counter ruck from Sam Dixon originally did create that momentum for New Zealand. Cheers, John. Cheers, David the Mod. Now New Zealand, they have the scrum 15 metres out from the line. Did you ever have a dream of you at a rugby game? I've actually accidentally slept-talked and commentated a rugby game. Fun fact, my mum thought I was on the phone because it was a random hour of the morning, but no, I was just commentating a rugby game that I was making up in my head. That's how you know you do too much rugby commentary, when you also do it while you're sleeping. Dylan Collier, the draw and pass now. Sam Dixon receives the pass, gets the ball down. That will be the 3rd try of the half for New Zealand. It's actually setting up very similar to what happened between South Africa and Fiji. The only difference is South Africa are now the side with the 7-point deficit rather than the I've forgotten the word. We used it yesterday. There was the deficit and the influx. No, not the influx. There was another word for it. 12-point lead. It's not enough. South Africa can come back, says Coding. And also winning with ease. New Zealand, says Papa Shango. New Zealand trying next. It's over. And damn, New Zealand is playing, says Herman. Yeah, they're looking the good so far throughout this first half. We can't quite write South Africa out yet, though. And I know Tyson has said it's over. A lot of people would feel that the game is done, but that kick is unsuccessful, which now means that surplus, that's the word. And also Leroy Carter is a new Kurt Baker. When they win, he gets all his clothes off and takes a photo. Hopefully not. I was one of the Hamilton Sevens. The All Blacks won it. No, Argentina were victorious, and they have finished 9th in this league. So it's kind of, the trend is you win it and then you finish 9th the next week. We saw that with Samoa when they won in Cape Town. They came 9th in Hamilton. The winners of Hamilton were Argentina. They came 9th. And this one, game is done, brother, says Daniel J. So far, so good for New Zealand. 17-point lead, says John in there as well. I tell you what, there are probably two sides that I would say a game when you're 17-0 down. In fact, three sides. When you're 17-0 down, that can come back. New Zealand, South Africa, Fiji. Still a chance. If New Zealand score next, don't get me wrong, game over, and New Zealand have the potential of putting on maybe another 2 or 3 tries. We've got a super sticker from Johannes and there as well. And also $14 dono, or it is South African. ZAR. I can't remember the conversion rate. I'll be honest, I haven't received a South African donation in quite a while. It comes up saying super sticker, but luckily I can see that it says cool with a guy almost shaped like a bean or a pear waving around. I think it's a pear. Now that I look at it, it is halftime currently in this matchup between the two sides. This proves that there is so much competition in rugby. Any team can beat anyone, says Coding. Tricky Ricky is the GOAT, and we need redemption for Hamilton. Come on, boys, says Foodie Kiwi there. Still waiting for the blitz, says Papa Shango. The crowd absolutely loving this game, even though most sides that people are supporting have already been knocked out. They're still well and truly in voice there. I pick New Zealand by 6. Might be a little conservative. And also, we have got, we'll see what happens in the second half. Our boys will score first. Or if they score first, I think the game is over. It was your top 3 teams this weekend. I would say South Africa, New Zealand, Samoa. It's a weird choice, Samoa, but they only have one bad game. Other than that, they were very good. So that's why I go Samoa. Maybe over someone like a Fiji. And do Aussie crowd cheering for New Zealand in this match? Only slightly. I think they'd prefer to see New Zealand win than South Africa, but still would prefer to see Australia beat both of them. Knock on from the South Africans, unfortunately. It was a mistake from the number 18, Mtsali, who hasn't really had too many opportunities for the Sevens as of late. Wide cutout pass to Dylan Collier. They've called it forward. And now South Africa will have another chance. You went to tennis. Novak about to win his 10th Australian Open today. Guy's a freak of nature. I played tennis once a little while ago, but I did end up running into a concrete wall. It was unfortunate. He had to win both men's. Obviously, the girls have already won. And are you excited for Super Rugby next month? Definitely excited. And also, we have got there, can you say happy birthday to Nick? And there, happy birthday, Nick. If you do have a good day, we're seeing that little bit of a juggle from Sully. Wasn't able to hang on to it. But South Africa, they have now got themselves their scrum feed. 5.5 minutes left. Still plenty of time in this matchup. Well, it looks at the game now. Says name a bit earlier on. Ball stolen in the breakdown by New Zealand. Rockily Soa pins the ears back. Zane Davids had him lined up like he was a heat-seeking missile. Ooh, diving at the knees there, Sean Williams. A little bit of an awkward way of making a tackle. Now Rockily Soa goes to Dylan Collier. Wide slinging past that one being called as backwards. Now Roy McGarvey Black bumps off blood. Oh, he knocked it on. Now Roy McGarvey Black, and he's not happy at the moment with the way that he was taken out. It was almost like a knee chop from the South African fullback. They're going to have to check this one. And also Six Nations next week too. That is also something to get very excited about. Right. Did he try and wrap the arms here, or did he just fly in? Half a wrap-ish. Mainly because the arms had nowhere else to go. It's a drop ball by Naroi McGarvey Black, so it's going to be no try anyway. Yeah, there is a wrap. Enough of one from Darren Adonis. There's a knock on, and South Africa will now have the scrum 5 metres out from their own line. Our 7 sisters won theirs. Now we wait for the boys in black to win theirs, and let's go the box, says Nate. Okay, there's no foul play. The knock on is there. So I believe it was Adonis who went across and just absolutely smacked into the side of him. The amount of rugby that's back this month is mouth watering. And also we have got there that short no try. When's your cricket match scheduled? Stairs coding. I don't think we've got a rescheduled date. I think it just counts as a draw for that one. Or they might try and reschedule it at the end of the season, but at this stage, we've got no news of if we are going to be playing that matchup. If you hit any balls over the fence, that's not tennis, but cricket instead, and you scored 6, well done, says Stephen. But now, Sean Williams about to feed the ball, and 17 points down at the moment for the Blitzboks. They want to come back. They need to start it just about now. Little knock on the ground, but there was already a penalty advantage going the way of the Blitzboks. They can now choose to kick this one downfield. And also, can you please give the time to go every now and then, please, says Bob. So at the moment, there are 4 minutes 40 remaining in this one. And these new young guys showing the veterans up, says Carl. Yeah, sometimes it's the case. The older guys, they do a lot more of the work that you don't really see. In terms of, it's nothing that's too silky skills looking or highlight reel worthy, but they just keep on working away for your side. The likes of a Zane Davids here for the South Africans. I think he's probably one of the more experienced alongside Christy Horobala, who has now just taken that one nicely. Now, South Africa, Shilton Van Vyk kicks it in behind. Delvin Blood, he's trying to win this foot race. Naroi McGarvey Black didn't see him. It sits up for Darren Adonis, who now is close to the 22. James Murphy back across. Sean Williams, one more. Shilton Van Vyk now gives it off to the big man who almost slipped and went through the legs of Sam Dixon, almost over the ball. Little knock on again from Matsali. Unfortunately, that is the second time he's knocked the ball on, and that's his second touch of the game. 3 tries down, but hey, New Zealand is more hungrier. You can only pick one team from each continent. These are 45. I think I might have missed the first half of that one, possibly. So if I can only choose one team from each continent, South America, I'll go Argentina. That's very sneaky, but I'll go with that because they're pretty much the only South American side, other than maybe Uruguay, who are coming up. But yeah, I go Argentina. If we're going for different continents, Asia, you could go Japan just to be sneaky as well. But this one's hard. Africa, you go South Africa. That's nice and easy. And everyone make sure to subscribe. Says Rice, you heard the man. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are currently very close to 22,000 subscribers. So if you do want to hit that subscribe button, hugely appreciate it. We've got plenty more sevens coming in the future. So be sure to hit subscribe. 3 minutes left on the clock. New Zealand inside of their own 22. Looking for the wide cutout pass to Narohi McGarvey Black. Wrestled down to the turf. Put down very softly by Darren Adonis there. Rough pass from Sione Molia, almost cost them the ball, but now Dylan Collier ball on the outside. Here comes Sam Dixon. Looks like Christy Horobala is going to have to try and catch up with the New Zealand running away. Roka Lesoa, he's put the ball down. And maybe, I don't want to say it's the pressure, but it could be for Roka Lesoa. He thought that was going to be a running opportunity for him. Just didn't quite get there. And also Renegades versus Heat happening live. Will you cover? Is it happening now? Because if it's happening now, no, because we're currently live doing sevens. But we are hoping to do a little bit of the BBL at some stage in the future again. And the new young guys for New Zealand showing the vets up. There's Carl there. And also we have got there, if New Zealand scores, it's game over, but they need to score. And Dang drop ball, who's the top scorer right now at the moment on the top scorer sheet. There's a little bit of a tie going on for the Sydney Sevens. We've got Roka Lesoa on 6, Marcus Maneta on 6, Rodrigo Isgro on 6, Shilton Van Vyk on 6, and also Aviva Nadovalo. So if Shilton Van Vyk or Roka Lesoa score the next try of this contest, they will be the leading try scorer in the Sevens competition. So there's a lot on the line for those two. They'll certainly be wanting to get over the line one more time. Big scrum from New Zealand again. Counted. Rokalisoa picks it up, puts it out. Okay, now he is the leading try scorer of the competition. They're going to have a look at this one just to make sure that it is legit. But to answer your question, if I had just waited one more minute, I could have told you it was a Coolio Rokalisoa after, or what's after this, anything, or streaming finished, says Jack. So for tonight, I think we are finished. The next live stream will probably be during the week at some stage, maybe for the BBL. Oh, yep, the pickup's all right from, and also we have got, oh, hang on. He might have dropped the ball. He might still have control of it though. It might have hit him in the chest. You're all right, bro. Oh, you're on all right, bro. Too much, says Tamati. And is there sevens next week? Unfortunately, not. The next sevens that we will be seeing will be happening in either LA or Canada. It's the next leg, and that's in about a month's time. And also we have got the New Zealand best rugby country ever. Try time All Blacks, that's the game, says Creeper Rain. So it is a try. It's a successful one for New Zealand. They now sit 24-0 ahead. That's something that I wouldn't have predicted for the score of this game. Like I mentioned, these two sides have played each other 25 times in finals rugby, and 9, or in fact it was 11 times, they had ended up being less than 7 points, splitting them. Is Black Cats playing tomorrow morning? I believe so. So I think they're playing at 3 a.m. New Zealand time up against the Indians. 90 seconds left so far in Sydney. We've seen 457 tries. Thoughts on Peyton Spencer? Very young, exciting prospect. Only 18 years of age, so he's got a lot in his future. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see exactly where he does end up going, whether he sticks with sevens, whether he goes to Union. Peyton Spencer now actually ends up with the ball. Manaki Nicole off to the right-hand side. New Zealand don't look like they're done here. They look like they want another one. Amanaki Nicole with the step, finds the offload up, and here comes Amanaki Nicole. Gets the try. New Zealand, they're looking to get themselves into the 30s here. Called it for New Zealand to win as expected. And cheers, bro, too much for the live, says G-Piz. Or G-Piz, hopefully I said that correctly. Is it possible to do live commentary from inside the stadium? Probably not, due to the music that they play. And also, people might just look at you a bit funny. But I guess the commentators at the actual ground are doing it from at the stadium. So I don't know whether or not there's any type of media pass that allows that. And good, heat on him. His pedigree will go well, says it was Tamati. You're going to switch to South Africa versus England ODI. We won't be doing the ODIs. We're hoping to do the South Africa-England T20s, though. They have got any of those. And also a couple of test matches that are coming up in the near future. But New Zealand convert 31-0 now. It's as if New Zealand have gone, South Africa, you beat our friends Fiji that we normally end up in the final up against. So we're going to try and make a statement, because this is roughly what the score was for a while in the Fiji versus South Africa game. It's just Fiji firing back a little bit near the end to help with the score. Once again, another grubber. Now, Roy McGarvey Black waits for the ball to sit up. It's another try for New Zealand at the end of the game. And this has been a very, very one-sided final. And it's very weird that I played Peyton Spencer at World Schools, and now 6 weeks later, he's here, says Matthew Hall. And boys are sending a warning to all other teams for the rest of the season. And also on the way to 100. Cheer, bro, thanks for sharing, says Cheer, no worries at all. And yeah, be sure to hit that subscribe button, anyone who hasn't already. We've got plenty more sevens coming up in the near future. And also try, says Brandon. South Africa boys just gave up. I think they just couldn't get goal. I don't even know if he scored that. I think that slid on his hand, and that might be a no try here for Naroi McGarvey Black. Are they going to bother checking it? I think they will. Told you it was 38-0. Nope, they have given it as a try. It's a little bit close to a bit of a mistake. And also, girls watching on, says John there in New Zealand win, says T. And also, we got another great try. On another try, get in All Black, says Creeper Rain. So, yeah, final for the women, one-sided affair. The Kiwis won it. Men's, one-sided affair. The Kiwis won it. Southern Hemisphere, the moment they seem to have enjoyed the Trans-Tasman legs, and now they have to go to the Northern Hemisphere and see how they do go in Canada and the USA. Thanks so much. First time watching. Do you do boxing at all? We've done one boxing stream before on the other channel, the Kiwi Lads Sport, It was actually Usyk versus Anthony Joshua, but I would quite like to get into more boxing commentary. I know one of the other Kiwi lads, George, does want to do a bit of boxing as well in terms of the commentary. So yeah, we might end up doing some boxing in the future over on that Kiwi Lads Sport channel. To be sure to check that out. And also we have got there. I think that semi-final took a lot out of the South Africans. Me think Semi Souza, European team and women team will win, and they certainly did. Just at my weekend ending on a high, both girls and men win in the final. So Hamish, Six Nations around the corner. Who's your money on to win? For me, it's between two sides, and that's Ireland and France. And I think that first matchup, or when they do go head to head, is going to definitely determine a lot for the overall Six Nations. Fiji will win the rest of the season, says Gio, and that's the beauty of the Seven Circuit. If you have a bad leg, you get another chance. Fiji, they finished third here, so they've done very well. They'll be looking for that final spot in the next one and perhaps even making a bit further. How do you donate? Says Foodie Kiwi. I believe, if I'm not wrong, unless YouTube have changed it, seeing as I always see it from my streaming software rather than the actual chat, I think there's a little $ button next to where you put your chat in, maybe. And there's also another little button as well where you can click send, depending on if you're on a mobile device, that is. But, I mean, donations always hugely appreciated. Not necessary, though, if you don't want to donate. At the end of the day, we do this because we love watching the Sevens and also because we love the community that we've been able to build through doing these live streams. Like, we've got so many regulars from all around the world who tune in each and every week, and it is absolutely incredible. These live streams wouldn't be the same without you guys. So for that, I am very thankful as well. We haven't been in France since 2019, and the match is in Dublin, which may just prove decisive for us. But we'll wait and see. And only New Zealand are good enough to do the double, says Papa Shango. And good game, New Zealand and South Africa, says Blues Nate. Looks like they've given Joe Webber the player of the final. Interesting. Now, the thing is, we were talking about the older players. Now, some people felt that they weren't going too well. But Joe Webber, workhorse, just behind the scenes, nothing too silky, just doing very nicely. And thanks to you, Be My Bro, having a rest now, work at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, says King T. So hopefully you enjoy work, even though it is starting very early. Awesome day. And then we have got a super sticker from Foodie Kiwi. So you did find that button. You've done well. There we go. And it is the #1 fan one. Now, it comes up weird on mine, but I can see it on my other software. And yeah, that is hugely appreciated, Foodie Kiwi. And it's the pound as well, I believe, or the euro. I'm terrible with symbols. That's either a pound. I think that's a pound, isn't it? Rather than a euro. Euro's got a couple other little thingies on it. And congratulations to our All Black Sevens women and men's teams, says Leah. And only South Africa are capable of winning 3 World Cups and 7 tournaments, nearly a 50% World Cup winning record, says Mitch there. And also, we have got, thank you, boss. Appreciate you commentating over the weekends. No worries at all. And we are going to be back once again next weekend for some more rugby. This time it's going to be the Six Nations. And then just a little bit further down the line, we do get to see in fact, we've got URC next weekend as well with the South African sides. I never thought South Africa this bad, says Spider Mick, and Mitch enjoying the World Cup for a few more months only, says Papa Shango. Nonetheless, do thank you all very much for tuning in. Like I mentioned, if you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like, subscribe. We're going to be back with plenty more rugby, plenty more sport in the very near future. But thank you all very much for being here. Hope you enjoyed all the Sevens coverage from throughout the weekend. New Zealand sit #1 on the men's standings on 85 points. South Africa in second on 76. And then it is Samoa, followed by France. But thank you all very much for tuning in. I will see you all